now we're set for more combat action, this time in the bantamweight division. Set to make his way down to the cage, presenting Fred Nisser.
Years of age, Fred Nisser from the MMA clinic, and going into this bout will be definitely the more experienced man. Forget the age, just in experience terms, Brian.
Absolutely. With a record of 2-2-1, 5 times he's stepped into the cage, 5 times he's made the weight, 5 times he's gone to bed sleeping, knowing that an opponent is also dreaming of him as well, and that all adds up. Experience is not a tangible thing, but we've seen it play such a big part in fights many a time.
Yes, he favours himself. He likes the ground and pound. When he goes for the win, ground and pound's his favourite technique. So imagine early takedown attempts in this bout from him as we just get the take cut there.
What I like about both these fighters is as their influences, one has put Bruce Lee, which is Fred here, and the other has put Anthony Pettis. So from that, you would expect maybe a flamboyant striking match coming in into play. But as you said, ground and pound is the preferred way of finishing and winning the fight for Fred Nisser. So let's see how it plays out.
And now his opponent on his way down to the cage, presenting Adam Raja.
Young Adam Raja makes his debut tonight, and I say young, and I mean it, Brian, 20 years of age, from Blackbeard, and Blackbeard are just coming into the scene here and beginning to make a name. I was fortunate enough to go to one of their superb promotions, and they're really one of those up-and-coming teams that are pushing and pushing, bringing young fighters through.
And coming out of Slough there as well, it's an area where they've got a huge catchment and a huge interest and a huge amount of talent. So for them to tap into that and start bringing through fighters like Adam Raja, it's very exciting to see, and we're seeing it across the country, across Europe, across the globe, that this MMA is such a good. You don't see boxing gyms anymore. You don't just see judo gyms. They're MMA gyms, and Adam Raja is of this new generation where they're not a single discipline fighter. They are MMA fighters coming with great training, great experience behind them.
Rise of Champions right here with the Brentwood Center. Now set for 3 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, brought to you by Whip Street Motors. Introducing first, the blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 134.4 pounds. As an amateur, his record stands at 2 victories against 2 defeats to a single draw. He represents MMA Clinic Fights out of Sweden, presenting Fred Nisser. And across the cage, his adversary in the red corner, standing 6 feet tall and weighed in at 135.3 pounds. Making his amateur debut tonight, representing Blackbeard MMA Fighting out of Slough, presenting Adam Lightning Raja. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Sam Amidi.
So if we look at the tail of the tape, there you see 19 years of age against 30. Huge age difference, as well as that experience difference as well. And you feel for Adam Raja, because when you're making your debut, it's not just your opponent you're fighting those nerves, everything else that goes with it. Am I good enough? Should I be doing this? There's so much going on. So all credit to him to take on an experienced fighter.
Absolutely, and he's got the height advantage as well, standing 6 feet tall over Fred Nisser, who's 5'8". Let's see how he uses that.
And Fred fainting there, that little stamp, making Adam wonder when he's going to come in.
So Adam looks so relaxed. We talk about those nerves. Look at the eyes. He looks so calm, switching stances.
It's the body language as well, Brian, those loose shoulders, that relaxed little movement.
Absolutely.
That says he's prepared. There's been a lot of gym time, a lot of sparring you expect. And the confidence of youth. Let's not forget that.
Do we remember that, though?
I don't know. I'm sure you do, but I don't remember my youth.
I'm in the cynicism of old age stage for me.
I'm at the age where remembering last week is a bonus, Brian.
Is that why you got your name written on your shirt there? Is that what?
It is indeed. But as you said, loose-limbed, relaxed, which is a great way, because how many times have we seen a debutant where his own cardio, that adrenaline dump, has been his own downfall? I don't think we're going to get that with Adam Raja.
And he's putting the pressure now. Now that 1-2, that stiff left jab. Look at that, he's reading, he's coming in. I really love that punch, and now switching stances as well.
There's a confidence about his demeanour, isn't there? He's right in front of our position here, and he was so relaxed around that left and right. And do you know what? Fred Nisser is already blinking because all 4 of those punches came through.
All marked up over that left eye, just on the side of his nose on the left-hand side. And Adam was saying that Showtime Pettis is his biggest influence. You can see that in his fighting style.
Well, he did well there as well, because Fred shot determinedly, and I thought it was going to work, but they're back against the wire, and he did well to stay upright there, Adam.
Oh, nice, it works the head off there. But again, now Fred looking for the single leg, but look at the height and the range difference now. He seems to be dwarfing Fred Nisser from the back. Oh, threatening a choke from there. Was never going to come on, but all he had to do was threaten to change position, and now they're standing again.
That was the escape. It was well done, and again, for a debutant, well thought out.
Off that jab, he reads it as he comes in, and you can really see it's paying off. Following it with that right hand, and oh, now that was right behind the ear. Now look at this, Adam Raja piling up the pressure.
That was the only thing Fred Nisser could do there, was go for the takedown. It was the right thing, that shoot, because it was the accuracy. And it's what we call bread and butter, Brian. They were just straight down the pipe, left and rights, but cleanly executed and very arrow straight. And look at the effect.
Laser-like, but credit to Fred Nisser. Changed level, took advantage of the forward momentum of Adam Raja, and now he's on top. So this will give him a little bit more time to recover.
Well, it showed that experience. He was still thinking under pressure. As you said, the forward momentum made sure that he could spear Adam like that. And it was the right time to do it as well, taking that pressure.
But he's now had a little taste of not just the power, but also the speed and timing of Adam Raja. And those are the adjustments he's got to make now, Fred Nisser. Can he get it to the mat earlier without taking that damage?
Well, as I said, what Adam did was basic, but when you do the basics well, it pays off. Whatever you're doing, whether it's your shoot for the takedown, and there you said that was clever from Fred, that was necessary from Fred. Oh, this is the first time.
This is the
second time it was necessary, because these were so accurate when he started to pour on the pressure.
And it is 1-2s, but it's the speed. I'm keeping the hands low. You can often disguise that, but the snap and the accuracy on simple fundamental punches is what is taking the fight for me, for Adam Raja right now.
And there was a nice body shot on the end of that combination as well, so Fred will know he's got his work cut out. I would imagine we'll see the shoot for the takedown earlier in this round. Very confident Blackbeard team coming out of the cage there. Because a debute's a lottery for the corner as well. You never know how your man's going to react. And this young man has acted with supreme confidence.
How old was he again?
19 years of age.
Yeah. But Fred now instantly looking more active, and this is what you also want to see, the movement, the adapting that, because if he stays still, he's going to get sniped, and that was the effect of the first round. Adam Raja was able just to pick him off with punches at will almost.
The head movement vitally, and here we go. I had a feeling that Fred would do this, and as you said, adapt here in the second round, and it's the right tactics. Try and get Adam to the floor, see what his ground game is like when he tells you he likes striking.
And also stay out of danger as well. When they're in this range, you're not at the snap of the end of a laser-like jab. You're grinding now, and even if you're not causing damage physically, the gas tank is now being tested. But that was a lovely attempt at a trip, but look at the reaction of Adam Raja. Rides that, and now into mount.
And Fred gives up his back. It was the right thing to try and do, just the wrong execution there. But again, it shows that confidence of Adam.
Using the cage a little bit there, Adam Raja. That's a lovely, they just took away that posting arm from Raja as he tried to get back to his feet. Now this is good for Fred Nisser. There was a point there where it looked like it was going to turn around, but now he is in the more dominant position.
And this is what he needs. He needs to capitalize here with just over a minute and a half left. He's got time, and he needs to work and pull things around. As Brian said, good position here. Looks to trap that right arm as well, and now we'll see what Adam's made of on the ground here, because this is what Fred has maneuvered for from the opening of this round.
Absolutely, we're going to see exactly what Adam's got off of his back. We're also going to see his composure in this position, because it's so hard to describe to people how grueling this is, what it's like to have somebody on top of you applying pressure, how difficult it is to breathe. A lot of people use that the terminology that when you're in grappling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's almost like drowning when you're under there, and that is the truth. So we're going to find out not just about technique, but also physically how Adam Raja feels under this.
The famous Jim Kelly, God rest him, from Enter the Dragon, said it was like swimming in mud.
That's a great analogy. And look at that, Fred Nisser gets the mount. Raja tries to use the cage and once again goes to use it. But this is great work from Fred. Really good second round from him. Took some damage, but worked to get this takedown. And now, in mount, 30 seconds, just under 30 seconds left to do something.
But what I liked about Fred in the second round, it was less damage and it was tactical. He knew he would have to take it to get to here. And since he's been here, 1, as you said, no damage. 2, a dominant position. 3, that's a round-winning position as well now.
Absolutely, and working hard. Big shots coming down to you. Now 10 seconds left. But I think we've just seen a glimpse of what we maybe expected when we saw them describe their styles, the ground and pounds that Fred Nisser likes to use against Adam Raja's striking style. There's a definite difference, not just on the feet from Adam Raja against Fred Nisser, but when they're on the ground, he's shown some really good stuff. Great awareness, great control, great pressure from the top, and we're now seeing maybe, possibly 1-for-1.
I agree with you there, Brian. And for me, the key word that you said was control. There was a number of escape attempts from Adam Raja, but literally Fred rode them out to keep that ground and pound, to keep that mounted position, and he was willing to take, as we said, that initial pressure. He knew what Adam was capable of to get to this position, and when you look about the amount of time during the round, it was the right call.
Absolutely the right call, and now it'll be different jobs for the corners to do. I think we now see what Fred Nisser's route to victory is, but now this debutant has to stand up, maybe losing a round. You can see how confident he is. You imagine in sparring how dominant he is, maybe with his peers, but now he's got to step in knowing that maybe he lost that round. What can he do to get that momentum back?
I think Fred will have taken great heart from that and will be willing to ship a couple of punches to try and get that takedown early, because that was the key to the second round, the timing of his eventual takedown. It gave him long enough to work and give the judges reason to give him the round.
100%. That was a very dominant end to the round, and worked hard to get that, really earned that position. Let's see how early he'll look for that takedown now. And let's see how much that has taken out of Adam Raja. That's a grueling second round for him to be under that sort of storm.
Yes, it's your debut. You may be as fit as they come, but when you're actually in combat against someone you don't know, you can do hundreds of rounds sparring, but when it's someone there really wanting to do real damage to you that you don't know, the cardio is totally different, the feeling is totally different. But this gamesmanship here is a good tactic after what Fred did to him last time. He's saying to Fred, you want to come in? Where's the shot going to come from? You've seen my boxing. It can come either way. This is clever, and subtly walking Fred down but keeping that range. It's a contradiction of terms, but you know what I mean, Brian. He's showing that he's keeping centre ring and yet still keeping it at range so that Fred can't shoot.
Well, absolutely, because he knows that Fred has to shoot to put it into his world. So if he can time it, you can see how good his hands are. If he can time an uppercut, a kick as he's coming in.
And there's the footwork, came off the centre line as Fred shot. And Fred shoots again, and he's got to be determined. He's got to take this, and he's got to take him down.
And this is a real effort now, working up against the cage, but you can see they both know this is the fight, this is the battle. Can Adam keep it on his feet? Can Fred get, oh, again, look at this, there's no quit.
And Adam showing, I think, real maturity for 19 and a debutant here. Good future, whichever way this goes. And that's what I said about Blackbird, they're really coming through as a team now.
With exciting fighters like this, and you look at the style of fight, these are the sort of fan favourite fighters, aren't they? People who are going to be big knockout artists, put on exciting fights, show real knockouts. But then you've got Fred Nisser grinding against the cage and trying to break down that frame, take it to the mat. I think he might get it now.
This could happen now. I was just about to say, Brian, this is where it could happen.
And this is where it's difficult for the judges to score as well. There's Adam throwing some shots there to negate the takedown attempt, but all the pressure is coming from Fred at the minute. but nothing that you would call fight-ending or significant as far as scorecards for the judges.
Looks for that trip again that I thought he was going to get a few seconds earlier, but Adam was aware of that, and this is good position now. You can hear Adam's corner shouting knee. That left or right knee to drive in.
Oh, and the pressure coming now. Final seconds, 15 seconds, that right hand connected.
That was the right hand, and Fred, he panicked there slightly, and it was the same attempt that he saw in the first round, but this time Adam was aware of it and much better for his own ground and pound. This is desperation stakes for Fred there. That right hand shook him up. Right at the bell though, Brian.
We were wondering how this third round would unfold, and it looked like a bit of a stalemate to start with. A lot of grinding, grappling up against the cage, which you're hard to decipher who really has the advantage there. Then that significant strike from Adam as they broke led Fred to the takedown attempt, but once again, like you said, that was exactly the same entry and takedown that he tried in the first round that Adam Raja was able to turn over. He got a few good strikes off there as well, so maybe that caught the eye of the judges.
The takedown in the second round was under his own terms. It wasn't in the first and third. And that could be vital, as you said. This was almost a stalemate, this third round. You said, this is Adam's kidology. I don't want to be on the ground. Where's the punch going to come from? Fred's having none of it. And as you mentioned before, what I loved was two men that stuck to their game plans, clearly defined for you, the viewer, as well. We saw the two game plans at work. Twice, I thought the trip was going to work for Fred. Adam got round it, and then that right hand we both noticed is what really shook Fred. And then it was an instinctive takedown attempt. It wasn't planned. Here, there, he's gone.
And again, it's the 1-2, so it's that combination of strikes, the simple 1-2. The first strike combination you will learn in boxing, and it's that one that paid off and led to him get that dominant position. Then he got some ground and pound in, which might be enough to give it him in the eyes of the judges.
This could happen that way. It could be a real debut win against an experienced man. And one to look out for, win or lose, Brian.
One to look out for, absolutely. Great fight from both fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, 3 rounds. We go to your judges' decision. Michael Williams scores the bout 29-27, and Jackie Epple and Anab Hussein both scored about 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Adam Lightning Raja.
It was enough, Brian. That last round really sealed it for him.
Absolutely, that final takedown, I believe, is what edged it for him in that third round. Fred Nisser made it a fight, though. That was very impressive from that young man. But what a debut from the young man from Blackbeard MMA. Adam Raja comes through some adversity to take his first victory.